I really want to talk about Mario Kart World because this has been very interesting to me. I am very confused when it comes to this game. This game is priced at $80, and that I want to talk about at the end of the video when I talk about all the things that I want to list right now about where I feel like Mario Kart World just didn't really land where I think we were all kind of hoping it would. Now, just to be clear, I think the game is fun. It's not like I think the game is garbage or anything, but it really feels like it missed the mark in quite a bit of different areas. So I want to start off with the open world, because the free roam aspect of it, to me, was the thing that I was the most excited for, to be honest. I really felt like it was like, okay, this is going to be the mode that I can just go in and do whatever I want. I can just go in and mess around and drive around, do some missions, just have fun. It kind of made me think of, games like Lego City Undercover, where you can just drive around and just like break buildings and stuff and get bricks. It was a ton of fun. I remember one time, I think I spent like 30 minutes just doing that. It's just fun to me. And there's plenty of other examples too. I mean, there's other games like Grand Theft Auto where you can just really drive around and do whatever you want. So the idea of a free roam and open world in Mario Kart, I thought sounded amazing. But when you actually go to do the free roam, it feels so bare bones and just pointless that it's hard to get me to even want to do it. There's no real good way to even know your progression on what missions and stuff you've done. The only one that you can really even keep track of is the question mark block ones, because it'll show you the track and it'll show you how many you have and how many you need to do. But everything else is just a crapshoot. I mean, you have no idea how many there is to do, which that you can look up on Google. I mean, it's not impossible, but you don't know what areas you really have covered. It would be kind of nice if the map was like sectioned off and you could just kind of see where you need to go and do some more. And if they wanted to still have the aspect of like you really searching for them, I mean, they could have just segmented the map and then just had like, 0 out of 10 or something like that. And then they just make the section of the map as big as they want in terms of like you needing to be able to explore it and find it on your own. Because obviously the smaller the section and the lower the number, it'd be easier to find. But then when we get to how I said like Lego City Undercover, it was fun to drive around and get a bunch of like currency, like, wow, my voice died there, and get a bunch of like currency and get, the bricks and stuff. All you really get from doing free roam is you could potentially get costumes because you can drive around and eat the food, which we're going to get to that whole thing later on in the video. You can get stickers for doing the missions and stuff, which that is the only reward. All the mission stuff, you can only get those sticker things, which is not really a lot of incentive, in my opinion. And then you have coins. That's it. And once you've unlocked all the carts, there's really no need to even get any more coins. And that's the frustrating part. I don't understand why they had it set up this way when before you know it, you're literally getting coins for no reason. Like driving around and collecting coins, it feels as pointless as it could. Because as far as I know, you can't even track how many coins you have total, even if you just want to have fun and like look at your stats. I'm pretty sure that the stat thing that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has, Mario Kart World does not have. The only way you can even kind of tell how many coins you have or like whatever type of stat you may have is from what stickers you unlock. So you can't even have fun just being like, oh, let me just try to get like 1 million coins. Like you have no idea how many you've even collected. And again, the sticker reward is just pretty pointless. I mean, I don't really know if anyone even cares when they're unlocking them. Sometimes I get some that look kind of cool, but it's not really that big of a deal. So free roam, the mode that I was the most excited for, ended up being pretty much nothing to me. So next, let's talk about the update that they had for the game that changed the online. So when you would search for worldwide races, if you selected random, you could get 3-lap courses. Not every single time, as far as I know, but you would be able to get them decently often. They changed it to where that is no longer the case. You get them less now. And also after that update, I don't know if it's screwed with the matchmaking or what, but it feels like your lobby is almost never full when you start going to play online. And also, I don't know if this was always the case, but it honestly feels like it takes forever to even get into a match. It feels like I'm just sitting in the like free roam area for quite a while before I even get into a match. And then you finally get into one and it's not even full. I don't know if it taking a long time to get into one has anything to do with the update, but the lobby's not being full. Some people are suspicious that it does have to do with the update. So the game already doesn't have much to do because I already said that free roam ended up not really being much for me. And then when all you really have after that is like Grand Prix, and I mean, I already did all those. So the only thing left really is online. And they changed it to where me personally, and definitely a bunch of other people, are not happy with what the update changed. We really would like to play regular 3-lap courses, but they changed it, and that's not really the case anymore. And I feel like a lot of people have dipped out. I don't have exact numbers, but it really is feeling like people are just dipping out of this game. Whether they'll change it in the future or not, I don't know, because it's honestly been quite a while at this point, and there's still been no word on anything. The next thing I want to talk about is the unlocks, so unlocking costumes and characters. So unlocking costumes, at first, I thought was going to be a lot of fun. It ended up not really being how I thought it would be, and I'm going to get into this after, but there's something I would have rather them have done with unlocking costumes. I don't think it's like terrible or anything. It's not like a major complaint, but I was kind of excited to just drive around and unlock them naturally. But the first character I tried doing that with was Donkey Kong. And it didn't take me long to realize that he only had one costume. So when that had happened, I was like, screw it. I'm just going to go to free roam and just kind of get them all. So that's what I ended up doing. But it's not a major complaint. It's just like, I don't know, it's whatever. But like I said, I'll get into later how I kind of wish they would have done it. But the characters. Oh my goodness. I've already accepted I'm not unlocking them all. There was a point where I was trying to do it. I care so little about this game at this point. I'm not banking that many hours into the game just to unlock characters. I did it for a little bit, not doing it anymore. It is insane to me that they are locked behind Kamek. Absolutely insane. I don't even see how that's fun. I don't even understand it. And like with the odds of getting them, you could theoretically play for I don't even know how long and just never even get all the characters. I don't see how that even incentivizes you to play. It should be something that incentivizes you to be like, oh, if I keep doing this, maybe I'll get them. But I don't think anyone really feels that way when they play. It really is just a complete crapshoot on if you're going to get a new character or not. Because even if Kamek comes by, you're not guaranteed to get a new character. So I think that setup is absolutely crazy. But the thing that I wanted to talk about for costumes and even characters, and I think it would have even helped free roam, is I think that coins should have been what allows you to get costumes and characters. Because as of right now, all they do is unlock the carts. But what I think would have been a lot of fun is if there was just a shop and you could go to the shop and buy unlocks. You could buy characters, you could buy costumes, and you could buy carts. I think it would make it a lot of fun. And then you could still see your total number of coins. So that way, if you went to free roam, collecting coins, you could still see how many you have. So it would just be kind of fun to keep collecting them. But then also there would be more of a point to do free roam because then you could get these unlocks. And then it would eliminate the atrocious unlocking system with Kamek when it comes to the characters. And with all of that being said, this all boils down to the price tag. For $80, what I used to say originally was I was like, okay, well, it is $80. That is a lot of money. If you get the bundle for the Switch 2, you luck out because then the game's only $50. I wasn't able to do that, so I had to pay the $80. But in my mind, I was like, well, to be fair, Mario Kart's the game that you kind of always keep going back to, and you'll end up just kind of putting in so many hours into it that it's like, yes, 80 is steep, but you would probably get your value's worth out of it if you played it as long as I would suspect most people would. However, with the way Mario Kart World is, I don't really know if that's even the case anymore. And on top of that, for what is given here, I do not think this is an $80 game. I truly don't. I was someone that was just kind of like, yeah, it's expensive, but I think we'll get our hours worth. But I do not see or understand how this is an $80 game. I don't get it. The only thing I can think of is that they made it $80 to try to rush people into getting a Switch 2 because the bundle will only be available for so long. So I don't know if it was some tactic to just try to really push Switch 2 sales. So it's like, if you're kind of on the fence on like, I don't know if I want to get one or not. And then it's like, but I only have so much time to get Mario Kart World at $50. So screw it. I'm just going to get it now. I don't know if that was the strategy, But if it wasn't, this game being 80 is crazy to me. The free roam is bare bones. They updated the game and made a lot of people leave, which, like, I don't know if they'll change that or not, but it's crazy. Like, that was one of the complaints I saw, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so true. For $80, they're going to change a thing that we like? Like, that's insane. We spent $80 on it, and they're like, yeah, this thing that they keep doing, we're changing it. So that's ridiculous. And then when you think of, okay, so now I'm not playing online, the free roam's bare bones, I already did the Grand Prix, all you really have left is time trials, and that's not really everyone's thing. Like, not everyone really wants to grind time trials all day. So for me, I don't think this game is worthy of that $80 price tag. I mean, when you think of Donkey Kong Bonanza being at $70, it's kind of mind-blowing. Like, you could argue that it doesn't have the same replayability because, like, Mario Kart World could theoretically, like, you could just keep going online and just keep doing matches, but the amount that is there for Donkey Kong Bonanza and just the way the game is overall, I feel like it is worthy of the $70 price tag. So for Mario Kart World to be $10 more than that, because 70 is already like, okay, like, this kind of stinks that that's kind of becoming the new standard, but 80? And then this is what we got? I mean, it is insane to me to think that Lego City Undercover's free roam is more fun to me than Mario Kart World, which is an $80 game. And you could say, like, that I was expecting too much out of free roam, but again, it's $80. Lego City Undercover's on sale for like friggin' $7 at times, I think. So for Mario Kart World, I mean, it's probably never going to go on sale, and it's probably going to have DLC, which will most definitely be paid. I would be shocked if they never have paid DLC for Mario Kart World. And I got to be honest, you know, I may get suckered into buying it, but it's one of the first times I've ever been like, wow, like I might just totally skip out on it. Normally there are games where it's like, I'm kind of always going to get it. And Mario Kart felt like one of those. It was like, well, there's no way I'm not going to get the DLC. Like, this is just cool. For Mario Kart World, I might honestly just completely pass, because what's the point of even getting it? If they never change the online and they never add more stuff to do and they just add like tracks and characters, what's even the point of me buying it? I don't really think there would be one. So I think that this game is such a missed opportunity. And it is crazy when you think about this was the launch title for the console, and it's this underwhelming. Maybe it wasn't to everybody, but for me, this game was very underwhelming. I don't recall ever getting any Mario Kart game and being like, huh, yeah, I'm already kind of done with this. I don't recall that ever happening. Well, except Mario Kart Wii, but I had my own reasons for that. But I think it's just an absolute shame, and I think it's crazy that this was the launch title for the console. I really do. I think it makes sense in terms of Nintendo, you know, having a game that everyone would be like, oh, I want to buy that. Because the name Mario Kart just sells. But I really wonder if there's a lot of people that grabbed that game and went, huh, that's it? And I mean, especially coming off of Mario Kart 8 with having, 96 tracks after all the DLC? Like, to be fair, I was not expecting like 96 tracks. But when you think of how bare bones the game is overall, what are you really buying this for with the $80 price tag? Like, what are you buying the new Mario Kart for? The driving and stuff is fun. Like, I like the stuff they did there, and seeing some of the speed tech is really cool. But I have my gripes with the items. I think that can kind of happen with any Mario Kart, but like, it seems like this one, people are getting like more so fed up when it comes to the items. And then you have the whole intermission track thing, which a lot of people are not really that big of a fan of. And it seems like the only thing you're really buying this game for is Knockout Tour. That seems like the only new content in the game that is like, okay, this is a brand new mode that people are actually doing. Because I saw somebody else talking about battle mode, and they said that they couldn't even really get into matches. So it feels like Knockout Tour is the only like new thing. I know battle mode wasn't new, but it feels like Knockout Tour is the only like new content in the game that people even care about. So it blows my mind that this is $80. And overall, it's just a shame. I mean, I feel like I was ready to just love this game. And to get it and just feel as underwhelmed as I did, I was not expecting. So that's all I have to say about this video. Let me know in the comments down below on how you're feeling about Mario Kart World. Do you still play it? Are you kind of over it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you want a community to talk about this further, feel free to become a channel member and join my Discord. And until next time, I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.